Thank you for doing this.
Welcome.
And I know there are a couple of things that you definitely want to say. What we wanted to say right at the very start was we loved having her in here.
Yeah, she was amazing, your mum.
Such fun.
Lady.
How would you describe her as a mum?
Well, as a mum, to be honest, all that you can ask for. Obviously, she was a fantastic mum, just as I guess she was portrayed and the way you saw her, she was the same at home.
Even in the good times and the bad, because, you know, careers, ups and downs, all that sort of business, she was always there for you.
Absolutely. She just wanted the best for us. And despite growing up as boys in this environment, it was very level-headed and very down to earth, and it was all part and parcel of life. We had a fantastic childhood, amazing childhood.
So she would be absolutely devastated, wouldn't she, to know that you were here under these circumstances today?
Yeah, absolutely. This is not where we thought we'd be 18 months later, and it's certainly not what she would have wanted either.
How did you all deal with that diagnosis?
Well, it's hard, I guess, as anyone would. It's kind of, you don't believe it until you hear it. Yeah, not easy, but to be honest, she made it easier. She didn't really stop, nothing changed. She probably could have slowed down a bit, but she just continued as she did.
Yeah.
Obviously you learn to live with it. You think the best. So, and you know, obviously as things deteriorate, it's harder, but, you know, I think she made it a lot easier for us.
I suppose also for her, if you haven't, and we discussed this only a couple of weeks ago in here, it's that morbid thing of getting your will in place, making sure that all your finances are sorted out way before you ever need to think about that, but we're not very good at that.
Yeah, she always used to say, you know, she famously said a few times in interviews, I think she might have even said it on this sofa, actually, that we'll turn our face away from death, but ultimately when you are faced with impending, you know, face it, do what needs to be done, make sure you've got everything planned.
But I suppose taking that to the next step, you would think that perhaps she might have put everything in place that needed to be put in place to help you guys. But do you think it was because at that stage of your life, when you are facing these big challenges, terrifying challenges, you just don't want to go that extra step because that will acknowledge the fact that your time is limited?
Yeah, I think she's a very trusting woman. She always saw the best in everyone, you know, the advice she was given, whatever that may have been, inheritance tax and things like that, she felt that what she was doing was the right thing by us. We have a very close unit around us of friends and family to look after us, who have been there for us, and we just wish there was a bit more faith had been put into that. I just wish that the decision had been you know, we had our own choices to make, as opposed to choices.
Let's unpick it a little bit.
Sorry, yeah.
How did you get on with Michael previously?
Well, I mean, you know, it was 10 years they were together. We were always difficult boys. Obviously, I think we were always, you know, no one else in the house and jealous of our mother.
Can I just say, when we first met him, we didn't initially trust him, and we felt that she could do better.
Right.
Okay? But what sons don't want the best for their mother or aren't going to think that initially, okay? But then we were at an age where we were going out more, we had our own girlfriends, and we're not at home as much.
Yeah.
Why should our dear mother, who has been on her own for 10 years, looking after us, not deserve the right to find someone else and be happy? And so we wanted that for her, and regardless of what we think, you know, if she's happy, then fine.
But you didn't stop thinking that?
We never stopped thinking that. But you're torn. Do you trust your instinct? You know, and a lot of other people felt that, you know, if you want to ask people, felt the same way we did. Do you trust your instinct, or do you go, no, but she's happy, so...
So that's what she
yeah,
wanted.
Absolutely. Timing's everything.
With the will, I mean, there was a will there, and it was the timing of the will that you have issues with, the timing of when she signed it. It was obviously witnessed, but you feel that maybe she signed it not in sound mind? Is that what you're suggesting?
At the moment, you know, it's difficult to say because we're not actually challenging the validity of the will as such right now.
Because the will, as it stands, has left everything to Michael.
Absolutely. And she's made that decision, and for all intents and purposes, she's signed that will, regardless of the fact that she may have been under a lot of medication. She was rushed into hospital on the 14th of December because her colon burst, and she was given 13, and she was given a 50-50 chance of coming out of that surgery. Within, you know, what was it? The 30th of December, the will is dated. So within less than 2 weeks, she's signing a new will when you've just been told you've got a 50-50 chance of dying. She went on to live until October. We don't feel that it was necessary to rush that. We also wanted to be included in the decisions being made, and we weren't. And that's fine, but knowing what we were told, 33 years old, 28, with our mother, those lines...
Well, she made it very clear to you, didn't she?
And she said it herself anyway.
Absolutely. And what did she say to you? Because you were actually quite open with her about her wishes. Yes, it's not put down on paper. Yes, it's not official. Yes, it's not binding. But what did she say to you she wanted for you to?
Well, I mean, her wishes, I mean, she would talk every Sunday lunch. Her main focus, I think, and it became more of a point once she became ill, obviously, was always she just wanted to make sure we would be OK. A roof over our heads, I think, was the focus. Obviously, she's worked very hard her whole life. And that was it. You know, I think she made it clear